See the bottom portion, you see, Pradhan. It's called unmanifested state is written there. You're seeing that? Avyakta. So that is called Pradhan, the original matter from where everything started in this world. And that is also eternal. Matter is also eternal. But the manifestation of matter is temporary. Like you see the next one, I have shown a pot there. Universal manifestation. Because Krishna says, Bhutva Bhutva Praliyate. Universe is created and destroyed. Our material bodies are also created and destroyed. So that is temporary. Universal manifestation or the material bodies, they are created and destroyed. So that is temporary. But again, the unmanifested Pradhan again remains as it is, like the sand example is given. Very simple example it is. So all the 8.4 million species, they are all made up of Pancha Mahabhuta only, same material. Their bodies are made up of same material. So by Krishna's will, universes are created and millions of species which are residences for the Jivas is created. Everything else comes, as I told you, by Krishna's will. Yeah. All the species. Okay. Our whole universe is comparable to a single mustard seed in a big bag full of mustard seeds. Okay. Okay. Important things to make the final material manifestation function. Beginning is the will of the Lord. Correct, na? When Krishna wills that, okay, let Jivas have a separate world where they want to enjoy. And then he glances and picks up those Jivas and hands them over to whom? Maya Devi. Through Shiva, through Shambhu glance. So, that is the second thing that happens. Then, influence of Kala of the Lord. That is the Shiva coming in. And then the 23 material elements are created. Why the elements are created? Then only you can get material body, no? Isn't it? You need, see, what are the 23 elements? 5 gross elements. What are they? Earth, water, fire, air, ether. And then 3 mind, intelligence, false ego. Then 5 jnanendriyas. What are they? Eyes, nose, ears, tongue, and skin. And 5 karmendriyas. Hands, legs, mouth, hands, legs, speech, genitals, and rectum. 5. So how many are over? 18 are over. Then 5 tanmatras. Tanmatra means the sense object. Shabda, sparsha, rasa, rupa, gandha. Object for each of the senses. For the eyes, there is form. For the ears, there is sound. For the nose, there is fragrance. And for the tongue, there is taste. And for the touch, there are objects. So in this way, all the 5. So they are called tanmatras, each of the senses. Totally how many now? That is 23. And 24th is the soul. And 25th is the super soul. But the soul and super soul are odd man out in this whole list because they are spiritual. Whereas the 23 items are material. Okay, after that, there is interaction of the modes. This also I explained to you in one previous lecture, that if you have a watercolor box, that doesn't allure you or tempt you. But if you throw it on a canvas making some picture, that arouses emotions. Similarly, the 3 gunas are mixed together in this world, Rajaguna, Tamaguna, Sattaguna. Then all living beings are running here and there, captivated by them, by the spell of the 3 modes. And then amalgamation of the material elements happens at the time of Pralaya. An entrance of the, amalgamation of the material elements Actually, there is creation, then there is maintenance, then there is annihilation. So, for all these things, the Lord's presence is required. See, the entrance of the Lord into the 23 elements is said. One interesting observation I'll tell you. You will find, I'll just show you that verse in the Bhagavatam. How much important is Krishna's touch, Lord's touch in this world, you would say. See, it says here, Pak nirvacha mukam veje nodatishtat tada virat. Granena nasike vayur nodatishtat tada virat. Saying, the god of fire Agni entered the Virat Purusha's mouth with the organ of speech, but the Virat Purusha could not be aroused. Then the god of wind, Vayu, entered his nostrils with the sense of smell, but still the Virat Purusha was lying down. He could not be, he refused to be awakened. Akshini chakshushadityo nodatishtat tada virat. Shrotrena karnau cha disho nodatishtat tada virat. He says, the sun god entered the eyes of the Virat Purusha with the sense of sight, but still the Virat Purusha did not get up. Similarly, the predominating deities of directions entered through his ears with the sense of hearing, but still he did not get up. That means the Virat Purusha, with all the sense devatas, I told you sense devatas, they are all in the respective senses. Virat Purusha is there, and all the jivas also have come into the world. The jivas are ready to take their bodies, but the Virat Purusha is not getting up. He is still lying because what is missing is the super soul. All these verses are like that. It goes on like this. See? It goes on like this. Kshutrabhyam udaram sindur nodatishtat tada virat. Hridayam manasa chandro nodatishtat tada virat. The ocean entered his abdomen with hunger and thirst, but the cosmic being refused to rise even then. The moon god entered his heart with the mind, but the cosmic being would not be aroused. It goes on like this. And then comes, see this verse. Chittena hridayam chaityah kshetrajna pravishadyada virat tadeva purushaha salilad udatishtata. However, when the inner controller, super soul, the deity presiding over consciousness called Vasudeva, when he entered the heart with reason, at that very moment the cosmic being Virat Purusha arose from the causal waters, he's saying. That means in this world, even all millions of jivas cannot move this world. All the sense devatas cannot move this world. All the 23 material elements cannot move this world unless Krishna enters a super soul. That is proven by this. That's the point he says. Final touch of the Lord. Okay. So these are the points to remember. Matter is eternal, but manifestation of matter is temporary. Please read that. Second one.
Matter exists either in the form matter exists either in the form of pradhana or in the form of manifestations of different material body universes, etc.
Yeah, it can exist in three forms, I told you. Pradhan, prakriti, and mahat-tattva. Yeah.
Impregnating process by Mahavishnu by his glance on material nature.
Why volume is so low? That one.
Impregnating process by Mahavishnu by his glance on material nature through the medium of Lord Shiva. Other material nature is not independent. Lord is the seed-giving father. Material world is created when the living entities want to be separate from the Lord, having lorded over material nature, rebellious, do not align with Lord, enjoy independent of God.
Correct. No? These are all clear points now. See, now the difference between Pradhan and Prakriti is given. Pradhan is unmanifested or Abhyakta, whereas Prakriti is manifested stage of existence. Pradhan is eternal, but Prakriti is cause of other causes and effect in this world. And Prakriti will merge back into Pradhan when there is no need of creation. And it is aggregate of three modes, and modes are all in a balanced state in Pradhan. Whereas here you will find its effects are like mahat-tattva, false ego. Actually, false ego enters and three gunas are separate here. Sattva, Rajas, Tamas are manifest here. This second one is not required. See, now mahat-tattva is very nicely explained here. Mahat-tattva means directly connected to the Supreme Consciousness. Shadow of pure consciousness appears as matter, pure goodness with slight addition of mode of passion. Rajaguna is mixed in this. Generating place of all creation starts from this only. Medium between pure spirit and material existence. Junction of matter and spirit. False ego generated from here. Portion of it is represented as intellect in everyone. Total consciousness. Actually, this is the thing from where everything is going to begin, creation. I'll show you that. See here, Karanadaksha Vishnu. Due to the karma of the living entities, now here there is a Pradhan. And the Kala, Karma, Swabhava, these three things are mixed together and given to Pradhan. Pradhan now doesn't remain unadulterated. It becomes a mahat-tattva here. You see that. Transforms into mahat-tattva. There's a predomination of Rajas and Sattva in this. Then Ahankar is mixed. Then Sattvic, Rajasic, Tamasic Ahankars come. See this chart? Now Mahavishnu, material nature, there is Prakriti and Mahat-tattva. Correct? Huh? So, Ahankara, when it is mixed, see, there is Karta, Karana, Karya. So, these things you don't need. It's very technical, it is. If you want to, you can get into Bhagavatam 3rd canto, you will read these things. But the elements come from the three gunas mixed with Mahat-tattva. Here you see, for example, when Mahat-tattva mixed with false ego produces the mind, here it produces the mind with Sattva-guna. With Rajaguna, it produces intelligence and working senses and knowledge acquiring senses. Three things. And in combination with Tamoguna, it produces gross elements of sense objects like earth, water, fire, or ether. It produces. This is how actually, these are very scientifically researched also. If Sankhya Yoga, there are a lot of papers published, international papers are available on this. How, for example, it says here, you see, sound is an ether. When it is combined with touch, it becomes air. When it's combined with form, it becomes fire. Combined with water, it becomes aroma. It's like the final, grossest thing is the earth. You will see. So, sound, uh, uh, actually, this is the subtlest. I'll show you one more table will come behind. I'll just show you. These are the gross elements, subtle elements, karmendriyas, jnanendriyas, and then mind, intelligence, ego, and mahat-tattva. So, 24 elements, yes, included mahat-tattva also in this. So, what is ahankara? That's explained here. The living beings are claimed to be enjoyers of the material nature. Are they enjoyers? They imagine. And the ahankara is a binding force of material existence. It ties us to the material body. It's the one which shunts the material body and the soul together. And the function of ahankara is godlessness. Because the Jiva's thing, I am the center. Everything revolves around me. Everyone should be at my beck and call. They think like that. Makes the living entities rebellious due to false lordship. Actually, they are not supposed to be rebellious. They become rebellious. No acceptance of subordination to Supreme Lord. These are all symptoms of false ego, ahankar. And what is the effect of false ego? Godlessness, forgetting concentration, becoming independent, personal gain, mental speculation, want to become God and all these things. Okay? You got an idea about this? This is what I was telling you. See, in earth, there is everything. For example, this is earth. I can touch it. Sound also comes, you can see. And it has a form also. Correct, no? And it has a particular taste also. And smell also. No? When you go to water, there is no smell in water. But other things are there. If you go to fire, there is no taste in fire. And smell in fire. If you go to air, air has no form, no taste, no aroma. Only sound and touch. In this way, it goes down, down, down. And ether, you see, actually, you will see that ether to earth, if it is grossest and then you go upward, it is subtlest. Interrelationship between gross elements and sense objects. Sound, for instance, is a characteristic of all elements, whereas aroma is a characteristic only on the earth. Conversely, ether only has one characteristic, that is sound, whereas earth contains them all, he says. Correct, no? Yeah. Yeah. So finishing touch is the glance of the Lord. Okay, let us go ahead. That's Virat Purusha. This is another thing here explaining about Virat Purusha. Okay. See, this Virat Purusha universal form that Krishna showed, it's not an eternal form. Huh? It is a temporary manifestation. Krishna shows only in the material world, he shows this. It's a material manifestation. And impersonalists very much appreciate this form because it looks very majestic. And Arjuna was shown this only to convince impersonalists. Yeah. Okay. We will not get into this. There are many details. I told you about the different demigods coming from universal form, correct? Na? Agni, Varuna, Ashwini Kumaras, and all these people presiding over some organ. That's what is explained here. See, for example, because Agni is presiding the mouth, you are able to express yourself with words. It helps the living entity. You're able to see that? Otherwise, you won't be able to speak. Some people are dumb, no? That means Agni has withdrawn that speaking ability. Some people are deaf. That means the Dig Devatas have withdrawn that avenue in them. Huh? Like that. Yeah, 10 kinds of life are explained. Prana, Apana, Vyana, Udana, Samana, all that is explained. Okay, let us go to this. I have got one separate slideshow only on Devi, Durga Devi. I'll show you that. That is about 8, 10 slides. I'll show you separately. Huh? Yeah. Okay, now what does Brahma do? Let us see. Huh? See, Brahma is the first receiver of the Vedas on one hand. At the same time, Brahma creates 5 coverings for the Jiva who want to enjoy separately. When Jiva comes in this world, it's called Ajnana Vrittis, we call. I'll show you that. See, 2 boxes are there. You can see that. Already the Jivas are impregnated by the Lord in the lotus of Brahma, and everything is already generated by the Lord, seedling form. This is primary creation. Now, what is Brahma doing secondary creation? This is primary. You see? What did Mahavishnu do? These are the things he did. Mahat-tattva, sum total of material ingredients is prepared now. Because Mahat-tattva came from where? Pradhan, prakriti, mahat-tattva, correct now? And then ahankara is ready now. Tanmatra, the sense objects are ready. Indriyas, sense devatas. And then avidya, shakti, ignorance. All these things are ready now. Now, the secondary role was given to Brahma. What he will do, you'll see. See, this secondary creation. Creation of lower species. They have horizontal nourishment. Like, for example, cow will eat here and pass stool from here behind. And goat also will eat with the mouth and horizontal. Pass. Upward nourishment, immobile jiva, trees means they take water from below and they produce things from the top. Correct? Na? Human beings that eat from the top and pass stool from below. Vertical. Vertical nourishment. Animals are horizontal nourishment. So these kind of Sanskrit words are used for the living entities. Those who have Navadvara, Pure Dehi. It is said all these creatures are 9-hole creatures. You have 9 holes in our bodies. You know 9 holes? 2 eyes, 2 ears, 2 nose, mouth, genitals, and rectum. So Brahma creates all these species. And then he creates 10 type of devatas he creates. Vibhudas, Pitrus, Vitras, Asuras, Gandharvas, Yakshas, Siddhas, Charanas, Bhutas, Pretas, Kinnaras, Kimpurushas, all these things. So Brahma alone created many of these jivas in the beginning. Then he needed help, as I told you. Then he sought help from Shiva. Shiva created very dangerous creatures who are furious in nature. Then Brahma told him to stop and said, better your creation can be stopped because your creation is going to destroy the universe. Already, I am eager to see creation happen and these fellows are destroying. So you go and do tapasya, he told them. And then Brahma wanted someone to help him in creation. So this is showing about Shiva's annihilation is showing. So you got some idea? Now if you see this, notes will be even more easy. 3 Purusha incarnations. Already you learnt about it. Mahat-tattva, I say. false ego, mind. What each of it is explained? Buddhi, jnanendriyas, Indriya artha means tanmatras, you see? Huh? Sound means loud, quiet, pitch, direction. Touch means soft, hard, warm, cold. You can experience these things. Form means shape, color, dimension, position, distance. The taste means sweet, salty, sour, bitter, astringent, pungent. You can taste all these things. So each of the sense object has this type of characteristics. Yeah, this I have shown you. Okay. How Brahma attained Vaikuntha Darshan experience. See, planetary systems I showed you already. These are the creations that Brahma did. You know, first he created nascent engagements. That's very difficult subject. 5 coverings he created. One is called self-deception, sense of death, anger after frustration, sense of false ownership, and illusory bodily conception, and forgetfulness of one's real identity. Actually, these coverings are required for the jiva to enjoy the material world. Yeah. See, in bright light you don't enjoy. In darkness of the night only people drink liquor, smoke cigarette, they go to beer bar, they enjoy with prostitute. They do all these things in the dim light of the permit rooms. Correct, no? If you put on bright light, everything is revealed, so they'll be afraid. Oh, nobody can do sin. Huh? Therefore, the living entities are given these 5 coverings to imagine that they can enjoy. Being forgetfulness, 4 Kumaras, Rudra and Rudra. Okay. Creation of the opposites. Creating Vedas, arts, sciences. See here, this is what I told you. How Brahma increased the population of the universe. Read that.
Brahma thought to himself, Alas, it is wonderful that in spite of my being scattered all over there is still insufficient population throughout the universe. There is no other cause for this misfortune but destiny. While he was thus absorbed in contemplation and he was observing the supernatural power, 2 other forms were generated from his body. They are still celebrated as the body of Brahma. 2 bodies came out from the body of the Brahma. One had a mustache and the other had swollen breasts.
Which means the first man and the first woman of the universe were supplied by Lord. Lord told Brahma, see, you won't be able to give bodies to millions of jivas alone. It's just not possible for you. I will create 2 machines which will unite and then they will go on replicating, multiplying. That is the intelligence of Krishna. You can never find a truck and a bus uniting and producing a Maruti car. You cannot find. But you can see Krishna's amazing creation. A he dog and she dog come together, they produce dozen puppies. So Lord helped Brahma to multiply the population very fast. Yeah.
No one can explain the source of their manifestation, and therefore, until today, they are known as the Kayam or the body of Brahma, with no indication of their relationship as his son or daughter. The 2 newly separated bodies united together in a sexual relationship. Out of them, the one who had male form became known as the Manu, named Swambhuva, and the woman became known as Satrupa, the queen of the great soul Manu. Thereafter, by the sex indulgence, they gradually increased generations of population one after another. In due course of time, Manu begot in Satrupa 5 children, 2 sons, Priyavarta and Uttanpada, and 3 daughters, Akuti, Devhuti, and Prasuti.
So they had 5 children, 3 daughters and 2 sons. Priyavrata and Uttanapad and Akuti, Devhuti, Prasuti. So they were all married to the other rishis. Like for example, Devhuti married Kardama Muni. And similarly, our Priyavrata marries Barhishmati. Uttanapad married Surichi Suniti. In this way, and later on you will find one woman was empowered by the Lord. There is one woman called as Timi, and she could produce all the aquatics. Like we say Timingal, you have heard that? Timingal, we say, no? So Timi is the mother of all aquatics. Vinata, you know that? Vinata produced all the bird kingdom. And Kadru produced all the snakes kingdom. So they were given special empowerment by the Lord to produce those species amongst the 8.4 million species. Jalaja, Navalakshani, Savar Lakshavimshati, Kramayo, Rudra Sankyakaha, 11 lakh krimis. So like that, different women who were given their empowerment, then that is how the population was entire world was increased. Yeah. See, this is what I told you, species of life. So many different species of life. Yeah, read the coverings of the universe.
The coverings of the universe are constituted of the elements of earth, water, fire, air, and ether. Each is 10 times thicker than the one before.
Yeah, which is like a coconut. You've seen coconut, no? Huh? If this is the universe, the earth covering is if this much, and 10 times that is water, then fire, then air and ether. It's like a big thick shell, and in the middle of which we are all there inside the universe. Yeah.
The first covering of the universe is earth, and it is 10 times thicker than the universe itself. If the universe is 4 billion miles in size, then the size of earthly covering of the universe is 4 billion times 10. The covering of water is 10 times greater than the earthly covering.
Like that, all the coverings, like that. And then the cosmic dissolution. So you all know this, 4 yugas: Satya, Treta, Dwapara, and Kali. So the number of years are given. It's a cyclic. Satya, Treta, Dwapara, Kali. Satya, Treta, like it goes cyclic like this. See, if you combine these 4 yugas, it is called one Divya Yuga. One Divya Yuga. So 1000 Divya Yugas if we take, that is one Brahma's day. See, this is one Brahma's day, 1000 Divya Yugas. That means 1000 Chaturyugas, correct now? 1000 Chaturyugas. In that, 14 Manus come. So how much is 14 into 71? Just check in your calculator. 14 into 71. Close to 1000 it should be. No. That means 14 Manus live for 71 millenniums. So the 71 Divya Yugas they live. 14 Manus. So they are the main presiding people in those periods. Yeah. See, day of Brahma is calculated. So Brahma's life is this much. You see here, how much it is? 3.11 trillion, 40 billion Earth years is. Now in this 3.11 trillion, Brahma's 50% life is over. 50% of Brahma's life is over now. That is called a Dviparardha. First Parardha is over now. Second Parardha is starting now. So Brahma in the daytime is very active, like we are all active now. When Brahma goes to sleep, then that's the time Pralaya comes. And all the planets are submerged in water for one night period. Then again they are created when Brahma wakes up in the morning. Next morning, like that. So all the Manu's period, everything is given in detail. Dissolution. See why the Pralaya is kept. There are valuable lessons. One thing is Pralaya. See, there are many Pralaya. Our own body gets Pralaya, right? At the end of this life, that is a small Pralaya. At the end of Kali Yuga, there is one Pralaya also. After Satya, Treta, Dwapara, Kali, it's a small Pralaya. And then at the end of one Brahma's day, which is how many Chaturyugas? 1000. After 1000 Chaturyugas, Brahma's day ends. Then there is one Pralaya also at that time. Then after 100 years of Brahma are over fully, 100% lifespan is over. Then Brahma also is finished. That's called Mahapralaya, which means Mahakalpa, Mahapralaya. In between Kalpa Pralaya, Kalpa Pralaya, Kalpa Pralaya, like that. And in that, Kali Yuga, before Kali Yuga ends, our body is several times created and annihilated, created and annihilated. You will see that. So different types of Pralaya are there in this world. But why Pralaya is kept? 8 reasons I have given. Read the first reason.
Get the desire to get out of this material world.
Yeah. When you are fed up with material world, then only you will go back to original position. Then
evokes surrender to the Lord.
Correct.
Temporary nature of material world.
We understand it. Yeah.
Refutes demigod worship.
Yeah, we understand that worshipping demigods is useless because they give you facilities for living in this world, but this world is not a safe place. It will always be subject to pralaya. And it's a jail. So we should understand, I have to get out of this world.
Helplessness and insignificance.
You understand, even one tsunami we cannot take it. What to speak of pralaya? So it devours everything. Yes.
Makes us broad-minded.
Yes, instead of being like a frog in the well, we become more broad-minded, understanding such a huge universe I am living in. There are millions of universes, and Mahavishnu is so great. And even he is a portion of Krishna. There's a spiritual world. So you become very broad-minded.
This spiritual perspective.
Yes.
Lord's greatness.
How great the Lord is, you understand. Yeah. So all these things. So that's it. We can take some questions. I think there are some questions here.